Hope you guys are doing good. It's been quite some time, I guess, since we spoke last. The amount of work which needs to get done at times is really overwhelming. So nonetheless, let's talk about the book today, right? This is called Superthinking, okay? And it's by this person called Gabriel Weinberg. He's the CEO of DuckDuckGo, the internet privacy company, and it's a big book of 200 plus mental models that one could apply to various situations in life, okay? So unless you've kind of lived under a rock, you must be aware of a mental model, right? The world's greatest problem solvers and decision makers rely on a set of framework and shortcuts to help them through complexity and in segregating good ideas from the bad. So how does it help? For example, let's consider Hanlon's razor. This is a mental model which you should consider before you conclude that your colleague who messes up the project is out to get you, or the person hasn't responded to your text is being dismissive of you. So Hanlon's razor talks about how you should never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by carelessness. We often do this, right? Someone doesn't respond, or if you just get a one-word response, you tend to think that they're being dismissive of you. Maybe it's not malice, maybe it's just ignorance, maybe it's just carelessness, okay? So what we'll do today is talk about 5 models, right? There are 200 plus, but I'll talk about 5 models here, and also just suggest ways in which you could apply more of these to your life, okay? So I found these really interesting. So the first one, okay, it's called luck surface area, okay, and it talks about the TLDR version is you make your own luck, okay. So you can make the choice to get luckier by expanding your exposure to the potential for luck, by embracing openness and putting yourself in front of new people and new situations. For example, if you're looking at becoming a successful baker, right, you should start telling people about it. Figure out who should you be talking to about it. Think about ways in which you can do more of the telling, right? That way you are increasing the surface area to become luckier. Okay, think about that the next time. The next one, this is really useful whenever you need to make a huge decision, and we are always making decisions, right? Our life is a sum total of our decisions in the past. And maybe quoting Harry Potter there, but so this second one is called a pro-cons list, okay? So suppose you're thinking of making a career move, all right? You have a variety of steps which is unique to you, which you may need to consider in making that decision. So the simplest way of approaching a big question in life is to draw up a list of pros and cons, which is arguments for and against the particular decision that you're weighing in, okay? And chances are that you will attach different value to different factors, and that's where a numbered pro-con list come in. Now here you'll be valuing each factor on a scale ranging from -10 to 0 for negatives and 0 to 10 for positives, and that will give you an insight into the relative value of each item. Okay, so say you've been offered a job, but taking it involves moving to a new city. Now that may be staying back in this place. Like for example, for me, staying in Bangalore is a very important thing. It weighs very high in my list of things. All right, so that may give you that may be attributed a higher score. So what gets a higher score, the location or the improved salary offer? That may be dependent on you. As simple as it sounds, this pros and cons list, a weighted pros and cons list, is a powerful mental model that will help you conduct a systematic cost-benefit analysis before taking the plunge. You could apply this to any decisions you need to take in life. Yeah, very useful. The third one is called Sayre's law. All right, this is also a personal favorite. In any dispute, the intensity of feeling is inversely proportional to the value of issues at stake. That's what it states, okay? This was originally formulated by a political scientist, and it talks about how you need to be aware and not necessarily get sucked into these type of debates, because they rob you of time that you can spend on more important issues, okay? That's the third one. All right, the fourth one is also interesting. It's called Commandos, Infantry and Police. This one talks about how there are 3 different types of people who are required in different phases of an organization's life cycle, okay, which is commandos, infantry, and police. Now, commandos are, drawing an analogy, they're like, say, startup founders, okay? They move fast, they do what is required to get the job done, okay? And once that is established, the infantry or the leaders could come in and they set up the new rules and processes in this new organization, okay? And finally, once all the things are streamlined and the new status quo is established, it's over to the police or the managers. Now, what happens if you put a commando in a police role to project manage? Then they'll generally rebel and make a mess of everything, yeah? So choosing the right person for the right role at the right time is relevant, okay? Finally, the last one is on tapping people's potential, and more important for leaders, in how you can create a 10x team around you. So a 10x team arises when you have helped to arrange everything so that multiple people on your team can become 10x contributors at the same time, okay? Now, these are teams which can usually punch above their weight, okay, and they achieve unexpected accomplishments. So creating a 10x team requires the leader to first of all understand the differences and nuances between folks, right? It goes way beyond just putting a body on the job, but identifying what are the right skills, attitudes, and personalities which are present within the team. More often than not, the book talks about how some organizations, they have a tendency to trust their processes too much. And people can tend to think that they're like a cog in the machine and hence feel disengaged. So instead of creating a 10x team, you might end up creating a 0.1x team, okay? So to create multiple 10x teams, you need to arrange people in the right way, keeping individual characteristics in mind. So interestingly, he talks about how in management, this is called managing to the person as opposed to managing to the role. So manage each person differently based on what he or she brings in as unique traits. Okay, that makes up 5. So you can train your brain to think better using these mental models. It helps you with how you can be wrong less, to spending your time wisely, making sense of uncertainty, building solid decision-making skills, dealing with conflict, to unlocking your team's potential and creating a competitive advantage. So mental models help interpret the world around you. And the way I've been trying to do this is to pick up one of them and practice them each week, and hopefully over time we can all think better. Yeah, hope this has been useful to you. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.